It's a dogfight in the SEC championship game with the Georgia Bulldogs facing off against our Mississippi State Bulldogs. What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the Mississippi State Bulldogs rebuild here on College Football 26. I am DFG, and after an absolute dream start in Season 1, we went 8-4, 6-2 in conference, and that has been allowed us to sneak in to the conference game here in the SEC. We will face off against Georgia in the biggest game of the season, and in against a team that we've already lost to this year. But anything can happen in a championship game. We're going to try and make it a dogfight, as I said. Let's go, Mississippi State Bulldogs. It's going to be Georgia who are going to start off on offense. Stockton in the shotgun. And we've got motion. Fake the run. Stockton's got time. He's going to throw it deep. And it's poked away there. Good defense there from our cornerback. That was Dwight Lewis, I think, number 26. Stockton passing again. He's still got time. Looks like there's no one over. Time's now running out, and that is Calvin Dinkins on the sack. As we get pressure on Georgia, now it's 3rd down and long for the Bulldogs. Seemingly, we've had great coverage in these first 2 plays, and Dinkins was able to get to Stockton, and now it's 3rd down and very long. We're sending the pressure. He's going to go deep. It's up and it's dropped. Bell on the drop. And we're going to get the ball back here from Georgia, as they're going to punt it away. I don't expect our offense to be very good, but we're going empty here to start. Of course, our quarterback, Blake Shapen, has done a great job. Throws it outside. Good catch there by Brennan Thompson as we get 8 yards on our first play. And now we're going to do a quick screen. We get it out and we get the 1st down. That's Aiden Williams, someone who we would like to keep if he decides to go to the transfer portal. I have made a new rule about that. We'll get to that later. We will get to the offseason as well in this video. Quick pass over the middle. That's Max Reese, the tight end. And we're actually moving the ball pretty well here. Now it's 2nd down and 4. We're going to fake the run. Shapen. Good throw. And Aiden Williams comes up with the catch again. Really good start to the game from our offense. I didn't think we were going to be able to move the ball against this vaunted Georgia defense. They're actually going to change the play at the line of scrimmage here. We're going to throw it again. Now this time runs out, but he gets it away to Bothwell. I think that was Bothwell on the side. No, it was number 5. That's Max Reese. Bothwell, of course, he fumbles it, and I think Georgia have come up with it. He did. Here was me trying to figure out who was on the outside, and Georgia get pressure on Shapen, and it's Griffin who recovers the ball. I'm not quite sure who actually got the sack. Elo Madozi is who they're saying is the man who disrupted the play, but there were numerous Georgia Bulldogs there. Quick screen there to Delp, the tight end. We get him quickly. It's a 5-yard reception, though. Now Stockton here in his 2nd drive wants a better drive than the first, and they're going to fake the run and get it to their big playmaker, Branch, on the outside. He's the man we have to watch today. I expect them to throw the ball a lot to him. And now they fake. Good pickup, but eventually the rush gets there. And that is Brandon Jennings on the sack. Stockton now 2nd down and 13. They're going to do a quick screen. Branch breaks a tackle, and eventually we get him down. He gets a few yards back, 5 yards back. We're coming up on the first half here, almost done. And it's the screen to Jones, and he doesn't get much. And both teams have struggled offensively here. We actually got off to a good start, but unfortunately, they shut us down. What a punt. It's going to be, no, it's going to be a touchback, it seems. Now our second drive here as we start off on the 20th. On the 20. Shapeman directing traffic. Takes the pass. Gets it outside. That was dangerous. Could have been intercepted. Luckily it wasn't. Got a few yards on the play. And we're going to throw again. This time we get it there, and it's a first down. It's Aiden Williams once again. Had a good few catches in the first drive. Now he's being included here in the second one as well. Now it's a run. Tackle. It's Devon Booth with the run. His first run of the day. I don't think Fluff Bothwell has even gotten a run so far. Chapin's going to throw again. Second down. He's going to get a reception here, Bothwell, as we get closer to the the first down. It's third down and 2 now. And Georgia will want to get off the field here. Chapin's going to throw for it. He gets it out. Good throw. Good catch. And he's got room. Down past the 20. Brennan Thompson. As Chapin has gotten off to an excellent start here against the Georgia Bulldogs. And unbelievably, we've looked better in the first half. Blake Chapin. 41 yards on that pass, on the comeback almost. And now, they're inside the 15. Chapin's in the shotgun. Bothwell offset right. And they're going to throw it again. Getting it outside the pocket. And he throws it away as pressure was in his face. That was Griffin again, causing disruptions. Not surprised with this. Their defensive line is going to come after us. Chapin gets the ball out quick again here in this play. When he has done that, we've been good. That's Glover. And that's for another decent gain. And now we're in third down and short. And if we can get into these situations, we should be in good nick. We're going to run the ball, and that's straight into a Georgia defender. And we're going to take the 3 points here. This is going to be a sticky game. And hopefully we can drill it. And we can. We go up by a field goal here as we head into the second quarter. We just fumbled the ball inside our own 25. And now Georgia have the ball back after getting a field goal. Round 5, 6-yard reception to Noah Thomas, and that's a touchdown. Zachariah Branch as Georgia take a 10-3 lead. Chapin in the backfield. What can we do here? We're going to run the ball with Fluff Bothwell. He's got room, and he's got 6 yards as Brennan Thompson gets hurt in the play. Now, what you want to see here. Blake Chapin now in the backfield. We're going to throw it. It's a screen. Aiden Williams gets another few yards. Chapin has been good today. There's no doubt about that. I think his only turnover was in the first play of the game, and that was a fumble, not an interception. But now he's got 2 yards. Great cuts there from Fluff Bothwell. Haven't ran the ball that much today, but that was an excellent run there for Bothwell. Got enough for the first down, and now Chapin's going to run. He's got a man in his face, and it's a sack. Christian Miller with the sack there as he broke up right up the middle. Now it's second down and long. Want to make get a good chunk play here, and we're going to run the ball. Bothwell does an excellent cut back to the right-hand side of the O-line. He gets another good yardage there. And now it's third down and 12. What can we do? Chapin's going to throw. There's numerous players coming off the edge, and that's another sack for this Georgia defense. Harris Jr. was there. And that is going to be the end of it. Hopefully we can get a field goal to at least keep within range of Georgia here. And almost got back. They hit the kicker. They hit the kicker. And we get an absolute lifeline here with a penalty from Georgia. Now we've got a new set of downs on the 12. A little bit of an unusual formation here. We're going to fake the run. Chapin gets it ball out. And it's a touchdown! Brennan Thompson went out injured in an earlier play, but he gets the touchdown, and we're back on level terms with Georgia if we can convert the extra point. And we will. Intercepted. Georgia's Dalen Everett gets the ball back for Georgia. And a 17-yard reception to Delp. Incomplete pass coming up to the half. Another incomplete pass. Touchdown. Noah Thomas. Georgia take the lead. 50 seconds left. Alright, we've got 47 seconds to go. 75 yards. It's been a good game, to be fair. Good. Just a nice choice there with 3 timeouts. A nice run there from Fluff Bothwell. Like that call. Takes a few seconds off the clock, but you know you have time here. Gets the ball out quick. Good catch. Thompson again. Him and Williams have been a really good duo for us all season. They've been really good here again today. 40 seconds left. Mississippi State take another timeout. Chapin. It's got time. Throw. Catch. That's Max Reese. Now they're trying to rush to the line with 28 seconds left. 27. Second down and 6. They're not spiking it. They get the ball up the seam. That's Reese again inside the 40. Clock stops. Now 6 seconds left. They're going to go. They're going to take a timeout right before the end of half. And they're going to settle for the field goal. I think that's a good idea going into half. And Mississippi State. And it's good. And Mississippi State is going to go in 13-17 at the half. Unless something happens from this kickoff. No, we get there. 17-13 to Georgia at halftime. It's been a really good game. They just absolutely destroyed us with 3 big passing games. Now it's second and goal, a penalty, a big one on us. And they'll get the touchdown. Georgia take an 11-point lead. And now the passing game of Georgia is starting to take over. There's a big gain to Bell. Another big game to Thomas. 7 yards to Delp. A rush by Jones. A rush by Thomas. And they get another touchdown. 31-13. It's becoming a rout now. And maybe we should just stick to the end. It's an interception. And unfortunately, I think that's it. And unfortunately, it is going to be the Georgia Bulldogs days. They beat us 48-20. Second time this year they've beaten us significantly. And unfortunately, even though we went to the conference championship game, which was way better than we ever expected to do, we will lose at the final hurdle. Georgia Bulldogs probably deserve it. They're the only real team in the SEC who did really well this year. They did lose a game in the conference, but they were certainly worthy of being the conference champions. And it was a good game. 26-42. I think that said 20-48. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, this is the actual scoreline. 26-42. Stockton, 4 touchdowns. As we had 2 touchdowns for Blake Shapen. He had 3 interceptions. That's not good. and didn't really run the ball that well. Did have a good receiving day. Brennan Thompson did particularly well. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. And despite going to the conference championship, we're going to end up empty, just like everyone else in the conference other than Georgia. So a really fun thing to do to be able to watch this game and see how we got on in throwing the ball and in actual gameplay. And actually, I thought we played really well. There were some times obviously where Georgia's defense and pressure were just too good for us. But really, I'm actually really proud of the guys. We did this. This was a good year. The Heisman Trophy winner was John Mateer of the Oklahoma Sooners. And we're going to check some of the results here, but we do have a bowl as we are in the Gasparilla Bowl, excuse me. That looks like a B to me, apparently. And we're facing off against Florida State. We are still a top 25 team despite losing in the conference final. But a really good year. And very, very interesting here as we've got Florida State this week. There will be no. We're not going to watch that game. We're just going to simulate it. We see the Heisman winner is John Mateer here. Let's see what other awards there are and who won them. So Maxwell, John Mateer, Walter Camp. So where were we anywhere here in the? We weren't, despite doing what we did. I'm just going to quickly go through the awards here. You can like slow down the video and see who won each award. I'm fairly certain we didn't win any, and even if we did have some players there, so if you want to see who won and maybe see maybe the top 10 players in any of those, feel free to just slow down the video. We didn't have any All-Americans. Do we have anybody in the conference? Anybody at all? Yes, Brandon Jennings and both of our specialists in Carl Ferry and Douglas Berry got on the first team, and Aiden Williams got on the second team. So we had a decent, and Isaac Smith. So we had 4 players. There was a freshman. I don't think we had many freshmen playing this year, and if we did, they didn't get on the team. So pretty good. Got some people on the conference All American. Now, looking at the conference championships, Memphis beat Tulane 31-27 in the American. In the ACC, it was Pittsburgh and Miami absolutely dominated Pittsburgh. In the Big 12, it was Texas Tech going 7-2, beating Kansas State. Penn State just edged out USC. It was Middle Tennessee State beating Florida Atlantic. Miami of Ohio beat Toledo in the MAC. In the Mountain West, it will be San Jose State getting there just about by a point over UNLV. Of course, we lost to Georgia. And JMU absolutely battered Southern Miss 38-7 in the Sun Belt. So, really interesting. Now we need to look at the college football bracket. We have BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon, Oklahoma, Boise State, who is the Group of 5 representative, Michigan, Pittsburgh, and USC. They will all be in the first round, while Clemson, Penn State, Georgia, and Miami will all get the buys into the quarterfinal post. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what happens in those and who wins those. But we've got our bowl game to play, and just quickly go through the stats here in this season for our players. Blake Shapen went 28-10 with 3,422 yards rushing. Blothwell 880 yards. Don't imagine he is going to stay around. Receiving, we really went past that really quickly there by accident. Aiden Williams led our team, 68 receptions, 880 yards. Brennan Thompson also did really well. Jordan Mosley, who was out for a few games, had 738 yards. So we did have a really good receiving core. Defensively, 86 tackles for Nick Mitchell. Tackles for loss, it was Bingley Jones who led the team. He also led the team in sacks, as we tend to really share it around. Will Whitson missed some games this year and still had 2.5 sacks, as I was really impressed with how he played. So really, really cool season for us, even if, as I said, we did lose the conference championship game. Just want to quickly go to who the national leader, who were leading the nation in each of the big categories here. Just want to see who were they, and we will look at them. So Gunnar Stockton led the nation in passing. I think he led the nation in touchdowns as well. It does seem so. So we were facing a good quarterback. We kind of knew that though. Nicholas Singleton continues I was going to say the tradition of great running backs from Penn State, but really I only think that because of Saquon Barkley. But there was plenty of players who had more touchdowns this year. Joe Jackson, who only had 882 yards, had 22 touchdowns. Carson Hansen had 22 touchdowns. Justice Haynes had 20, and Kanye Udo had 20 as well. So plenty of big rushers. Zachariah Branch, of course, led the nation in receiving yards. In touchdowns, it was Omarion Miller and Marlon Jackson who led the nation with 15. In terms of receptions, 105 for Leland Smith of San Jose State. Well done to you. He was the only one who broke 100 receptions this year. On defense, tackles, Jalen Smith, 117. Johnny Cheney also had 117. Tackles for loss, Kyle Lewis of Pitt gets 24, which includes 14 sacks, but that did not lead the nation. That would be Mohamed Toure with 16 and a half. Rasheem Biles was the only other players other than Lewis and Toure to get double-digit sacks. In interceptions, didn't look at this one for our team, but we didn't get many. Damari Henderson had 7 for UCF. I was going to say Colorado there for a moment because I thought it was Colorado. No one had more than one defensive touchdowns. In terms of deflections, we have Thomas Anderson with 14 of Missouri State. We actually played them this year. Forced fumbles, 4 for Tyler Stolsky, Rahimi, and Morton. And that is everything we need to see here. Obviously, there's still games to play, but you generally know who's going to win those accolades before we go. So next up, obviously, it's our bowl game. We're gonna sim through it. We're gonna see how we get on, and hopefully we win it. It'd be a nice end to the season, even if we did lose the conference championship game. And what do you know? We were able to win the Gasparilla Bowl. We can add that to the trophy case. This has been an absolutely incredible season for us. I just want to click into the trophy room so that red thing goes away. It was a good game, it seemed. 26-31. They had a decent comeback there in the end, but not enough to get to us. We had Blake Shapen, 215 yards for 1 touchdown. Rushing, it was where we got it done. 3 touchdowns on the ground, even if we did only have 51 for 12 and 6 for 15. Aiden Williams once again with a big turnout. So really, really good season for us. That is a trophy in the cabinet. Okay, so the college football history. Oklahoma would win the national championship over Georgia. So we lost to the national championship loser, which is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. I didn't want to look at the scores. I wanted to look at the college football bracket. So it was Texas Tech beat BYU. Oklahoma scraped past Oregon. Boise State beat Michigan. As a group of 5 went on to the quarterfinal. And Boise State is in the Pac-12 now, but they're not a Power 5 conference anymore. And USC beats Pitt. And then Texas Tech would lose out to Clemson. Oklahoma would beat Penn State. So we actually got one of the non-conference winners through to the semifinals, but Georgia would beat Boise State and Miami would scrape past USC. Miami would then face Georgia. Georgia would beat them 37-15, and Oklahoma would scrape past Clemson. So Oklahoma did a really great job, even though they didn't win the SEC title, Oklahoma would go on to beat Georgia in the national championship. So Georgia is the SEC champion. Oklahoma was the national champion, and they didn't even make it to the SEC title. We took their place. So just a wild season there when you think about it, as Oklahoma actually win the national title. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. Really cool though. Really interesting to see this in action, and Oklahoma will get the national title. We actually ended the season as a top 25 team, and that's really impressive for us. I didn't expect us to do that. There are some like smaller teams here: Toledo from the MAC, Memphis, Tulane, James Madison. A lot of smaller teams here. Here's Boise State at the Pac-12. So yeah, really fun season. Now it's time to get into the off season and see what we can do with this team. Here we go. Players leaving, big one. Plenty of players will graduate. Some might even go pro, but I'm preparing myself for plenty of transfers. Here we go, and it's a lot. Wow, Isaac Smith, the junior. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna have to go through all of these. Bothwell, Smith, Dinkins is going. Wow, brand exposure. Needed a B, and we got a B minus. Oh God, Aiden Williams. Seth Davis, Daron Reed, Tony Mitchell, Zach Owens, Sam West, Jamarcus May, Colin Coates, Camario Taylor. There are so many players here. Okay, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 teams transferring out. 20 players transferring. Okay. Graduation. Deontay Anderson, Douglas Berry, Kendrick Bingley Jones didn't get drafted. I'm surprised by that. He was really good. Cannon Booth. Cannon Boone. My apologies. Devon Booth. Plenty of guys here going. Did anyone get drafted? No, they did not. Or no one went to the draft anyway. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was obviously there's a rake of teams or players here that are leaving. I want to open it up where I can actually try to bring back players that have transferred out of my team. So I can bring any of these players back. I can try at least if they don't knock us out. That's as we said, the rules are in the transfer portal. You can only go after players who are 2 stars or who are less prestige than you are. Now we've gone to 3.5, as you can see up the top, because of what we achieved this year. But because at the start of the year we were only a 2.5-star team, I'm going to keep that true. So we can only transfer 2-star players unless they came from our team. So, if they came from our team, we can go after them. Realistically, I'd only want to try and bring in these 4: Bothwell, Smith, Jenkins, and Williams. The rest of them can go. But I'm going to try and persuade them, so let's try it. Has failed. We've got plenty of persuasions here. Failed for Smith. Dinkins, that's failed too. Can I try again? No. And Aiden Williams has also failed. So I'm kind of expecting not to be able to go with I'll try to bring back 2 of these guys. I don't think I'll be able to bring back anyone just because of how low they are. Yeah. So none of our persuasions worked. I'm not surprised. But they're all the players who are leaving, and we are going to try and get some of them back. At least these top 4 to come back to the team, and they're allowed. But everyone else has to be 2-star or less. No one was drafted for us. So what does this mean for what we need to achieve? So we have plenty of guys here. I do want to go into the portal. There are loads of there's some talents here that would like to come to us, but I want to take a look at our team and see what we need for this year. So view roster. What do we need? Luke Kromenhoek is going to stay around. We need some receivers for sure. We do have some freshman receivers coming in. We're okay with tight ends. I wouldn't mind getting some old linemen. Honestly, the team isn't terrible. Um, I'm not overtly like bad with that. I wouldn't mind obviously getting more receivers. I wouldn't mind some receivers and some O line. So let's try and go for those. But because of the rule, I can't go after anyone who's higher than 2 star. It sucks, but they're the rules. So at wide receiver, right, so I'm just going to bring you through the board here. I still have 40 points to do. A lot of these guys are coming from mostly lower teams. I'm not scouting them. I don't really think I need to. They're more so just to fill out the roster because we just don't have that many players now. There are 20 players left. So I brought in a good few players. I still have a lot of freshmen and stuff kind of still there. We still have a lot of players. We go through the class at the end of this. If anyone does go, looking at the transfer portal, it would be really nice to go to for some 3 and 4 star players, but I'm just not allowing it. Unfortunately, that is the way things go. So we just can't go for those guys. But I have got a decent board. I will go back in once I kind of get some players. Once they decided, yeah, this is what they're going to do. As I said, I do have one more. I can do one more here, and safety seems to be a good place here. So, as I said, it has to be 2 star. Go to get a strong safety here. Can't go for that one. It is not looking good. Everyone is closed, it seems. I can't add him to the board. Oh, it's because I have 35 targets. My bad. That is my bad. So need to remove someone from the recruiting board. There is someone who I can actually remove. It's gonna be Henry Ho, who I say I'm not trying to recruit him. There's also someone up here. Unfortunately, Jimmy Bibbs would end up going to Texas, so we're not gonna be able to go after him either. So I'm going to go and get those um, strong safeties that I need. Watts McBride. So yeah, let's go with that then. And we're just gonna offer contracts or scholarships to both, and then I can give you DM and search social media, and offer you a scholarship, and I'll do the exact same thing as well. So that's what we're going to do for week 1. Hopefully, we can get some of these players. As I said, we will go through the recruiting class in total at the end. I would bring you through those players, but there's just no real point as I don't actually know what they're like. So it's not like I can say, oh, they're really good at run blocking. I don't know they are. I haven't scouted them, so we'll have to wait and see and see what they're like if we do recruit them. Something I forgot to do in week 1 here was look at the players that I wanted to bring back. Um, Unfortunately, Fluff Bothwell won't allow me to bring him back. But that's okay. We go to wide receiver. Where's Aiden Williams at? There he is. He also won't let me bring him back. So there's 2 players who wouldn't let me bring them back. Defensive tackle, Calvin Dinkins. He will let me bring him back. So we're going to try and recruit Calvin Dinkins. And Isaac Smith is a strong safety, I think. He is, but he also won't let us. So we will be able to get maybe one of our 4 players. Unfortunately, Aiden Williams is like, no, you've got F Pro potential. But yeah, I do want to bring back Calvin Dinkins. We're going to do as much as I can to try and bring him back. He's a really good player, and yeah. And the end of the portal comes. We get Tristan Cook, Jose Davidson, who's not a transfer, Matt Boudreau, who's not a transfer, Miguel Chestnut, not a transfer, Trayvon Cruz, I don't think he was a transfer either, Tim Stryker. A lot of these guys were not transfers. Goodman was a transfer. McBride was a transfer. Dalton was a transfer, I think. Clary was a transfer. Hearns was a transfer. There he is, Dinkins. He was the main guy I wanted to get back in the team because he was really good last year. And we're going to get him. So we got a bunch of players. There were a few players we missed out on. The Carrie Anderson went to, I think it was Kennesaw State. I didn't quite catch that. But we will go through the national signing day to see who we got, what our team was. So obviously we had gone through George Little, Barako Gokwe, Earl Story. A lot of these guys we've gone through already. I don't know if we went through Trevon Adams. He's a guard, raw strength. Looked, pretty good in what he is. But we did get Malachi Sheets in this video. He was a JUCO sophomore, really well rounded, can kind of do it all. We also got Jose Davidson, a little bit, less as good. I talked about him in the first go through. We kind of anyone we kind of went for, we tended to end up getting. So we will have to go through these players when we get into the team here. But that's that. But where do we fit in top classes? So where do we fit here? Where are we? We're not in the top 20 or top 15 anyway. We're outside the top 20. We're 36, so not terrible. We had 23 stars, 3 4 stars, and 1 5-star, as well as 7 2-stars. So we got a lot of commits, 31 total. So lot of players came in, and do want to take a look at them now. But we do have some position changes, and of course these are all before players get their updates. So let's start off. Number 1, quarterback. We only have Luke Cromanoke and Mike McCroy. Really like Mike McCroy. He's a 68 overall talented guy with impact development. I probably should have brought in a portal quarterback, but I didn't. Cromanoke is going to be good. We're going to be young, I think. But Cromanoke is going to be our starter. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Our running back room is going to be a little bit iffy. We brought in Josh Dalton. He's not really all that great, but he is going to fill out that roster. Matt Boudreau, another guy who looks like he could be pretty good. Colin Wilson looks to be our top guy. I did say we were going to get worse this year. It looks like that I seem to be right. 2 of our new guys who we brought in, Gakwe and Little, both guys that there are our top 3. Jerron Glover being our best wide receiver. So we don't have the same kind of wide receiver talent as we had last year. Tight end stays pretty much the same. Max Reese is still there. We did bring in Carrie Christmas, who fills out at the end. Jaquan Bolden is going to be our left tackle. Left guard is TJ Lockhart. Kobe Keenum. So we have a rake of talent here, and I just want to see if we can move some of them around a bit. So we've got a freshman here in Spencer Dowland. I want to see if I can move him to guard. He can actually play tight end, really? Why would he be a 73 rated tight end? Can he just catch the ball really well? What on earth is going on here? Agility, awareness, strength, good run blocking, good pass blocking. Obviously, you don't want to put him at tight end because he's got good pass blocking. But what would he be as a guard? So he would be a right guard, a 71 overall. So he would actually go up 1. And then we've got Keelan Franks, who's a pass protector. And I wouldn't mind putting him as a left guard. So now we've got 4 at left tackle. So Javen James here is our second best tackle. So I'm thinking of just putting him at left tackle here. It just makes sense that he would go to left tackle because he's our second best left tackle. He's our second best tackle. So maybe I could just put in Jaquan Bolden and put him at left guard or something. Making changes along the offensive line. We have no edge players. None whatsoever. Wow. I completely mishandled this. We still have Dinkins. I really do like him. Jaray Bledsoe is a speed rusher, so I could put him out to the edge. Yeah, I could move him out to left edge. I'd be pretty happy with that. We don't have many edge rushers. Give George Mesa a go out on the left. I really mishandled the transfer portal. I thought I had more than enough players, but apparently not. So that's unfortunate. We also don't have many linebackers. Oh, we've a rake of will linebackers. I could just move these guys around. Zakari Tillman. So I would say that you'd probably work best as a Sam linebacker. I would guess. Yeah, you're a 76 Sam linebacker. You could be a really good, really good safety if we were that stuck. I don't think any of the rest of these players are going to be able to play. Tyshawn Willis, I wouldn't mind him playing middle linebacker. What's he as a Mike? A 75? Ooh, he's a decent power rusher at right edge, though. Let's do that then. I have more than enough will linebackers to cover Jalen Smith here. Nice. So we actually do have some really good edge rushers after, it being a bad. I've been able to kind of move it around a little bit so that we can still be, so that we're still like decent players here. So I'm actually pretty happy with all that. Earl Story, wow, Earl Story looks great. We'll have to look at some of the freshmen and the transfers here in a moment. I'm pretty happy with that. With those at cornerback, we might struggle at slot, but we might have a safety that could do that. Ooh, we could have Telvin Franks play there. What would he be is he any good in at cornerback? No, not really, unfortunately. What about strong safety? I have 4 here. Maybe Desmond Hearns. He's a coverage specialist. He might be able to play. No, again, not really. That's unfortunate. Watts McBride. He's after coming in as well. So we should have some athletes here as well. Just the one, Miguel Chestnut. He should be a okay. Sam linebacker is his best place to go. I honestly just prefer to give him the halfback at 6'1", 227. Just allow. That was the guy. That's why I recruited him. So that's where he's going to go, and he's going to be our third running back. So we're definitely not as good as we were last year, but it's not like we've got a bad team, so to speak. I am a little bit disappointed that I didn't bring in a quarterback. I should have. I should have seen. I knew Blake Shapen was a senior. I just hope that our quarterback could be. Of course, this is before any of the improvements, so we are going to get better. So just that's a reminder. But the fact that we got Calvin Dinkins back is a big plus for me. But I'm going to go through some of the additions now. So number 1, Mike McCroy, a dual threat quarterback. Okay, now time for training results. We'll go through the team here. I was going to do it in the last section, but I didn't. And here we are. So we'll go with position by position. Luke Kromanoke is +2, much more of a dual quarterback now. But he does look good, to be fair. A running back, Colin Wilson got +2, as did Xavier Gayton. Um, Glover is +3. Cam Thompson is +3. No real massive pluses here. Max Reese is a +2. Some nice development here on the offensive line. There's still no one above 80 on that. Oh no, there is Blake Steen, but he didn't get um any overall spike. Jerry Bledsoe is +3. Tyshawn Wilson's +2. A +4 here for Trevion Williams. So we've actually got a really good defensive tackle duo. Zachary Tillman +6 for Darian Gullette. So really nice there. Jalen Smith gets +1. 280 overalls there. A 78 overall. And plenty of development there as well. So there's loads of talent here. Really happy with that. And we will finally actually get to go through the team now because everyone will be there as we can see it here. We encourage transfers. Do we have to cut anybody? I didn't think we did. So no cutting there. Custom conferences. There doesn't need to be any change. I have it all set up. Upgrade coach skills. I probably should upgrade my coach skills so that in my week 1, it does take into account the skills that I have. I'm going to need more linebackers, that's for sure. So give that one +1. And go on to the next week. And now we're here. So let's see what we can do. We can look at our depth chart to see what each player will be doing here. So obviously, Kromanoke will be our quarterback. Wilson will be number 1. Wide receiver, Glover, Thompson, and George Little is actually getting his number 3. Tight end is Max Reese. Left tackle. We're actually worse than we were last year, and I kind of knew that we would be, so I'm not surprised. Gadget is Colin Wilson. I would prefer if that was someone else. Someone like George Little would be a good gadget player, but nose tackle. They say Trevion Wilson. I'm going to give it to Calvin Dinkins. He's way heavier. Now, time to go through this team. The new players on this team. Number 1, Mike McCroy, a dual threat quarterback who we just brought in. 3 stars from Louisiana. And, his caps are not good. Wow. I thought Mike McCroy could be the future at quarterback for us. And honestly, he probably won't be. He's not got great accuracy, and he's not got a huge amount of growth there. He does have some IQ ability, some elusiveness, but yeah, that's disappointing for Mike McCroy. We'll have to do some more recruiting here in the off season. Miguel Chestnut. Right now he's our power back. He's an impact development guy with a good proximity at home. He's from Austin, Texas, and yeah, he's actually got some reasonable caps here. His power cap is through the roof. He can get quicker. Like, he's not crazy fast with his 79 speed, but yeah, he can get better. I'm really happy with how he's actually looked. His IQ isn't fantastic. I would have liked that to be a bit better. Actually, look at the caps here on Luke Cromanoke. Are they great? They're not great. I mean, like, his accuracy can't get much better. So, this is really what you're going to be dealing with Luke Cromanoke. A little bit disappointed by that, too, because I thought he could be something. Looking at Colin Wilson, who is a freshman. And yeah, he's not going to get much better either. So a lot of these guys are at their peak, which is a shame. Jerron Glover played a little bit last year. He's a senior. He's not. He's there. He's at his peak for sure. I kind of knew he would be, given he was a senior. Cam Thompson's probably the same. Thompson has been not someone we've seen much of. I don't think. He had 18 receptions, so he got some playing time last year, but not much. Looking at his ratings, he can get a little bit better. His hands can get better, and they're already decent. So I wouldn't be. And his route running can get better, and they're all already pretty good. So I'm actually pretty happy with where Thompson is, but he's a senior. He's not going to get much better. Our 5-star recruit from last year, George Little from Magnolia, Mississippi. He's 5'9", 178 pounds. He's got elite development. His frame is so, but his caps are so good. His caps are so good. His route running is already at a really good level, and it can get better. His elusiveness is already at a really good level. It can get better. His hands are actually the weakest part of his game, and they can get incredibly better. His quickness can get incredibly better. His power can get better. His IQ can get better. George Little is going to be a star in this offense, and hopefully we can feed him. He's going to be in the slot a lot, but really just a really, really good player. And what about Baraka Ogokwe, another guy out there? He's a little bit more he's a faster guy. He's an impact. He was a 4-star gem. And again, these caps are so good. Great elusiveness. His route running's already good. It's going to get better. His hands is where he has his most issues. They're going to get better. His quickness, where he's already quite fast, is going to get better. What great pickups for us. Wow. Ogokwe and Little were two excellent pickups. Trayvon Cruz was a 3-star that we picked up. He's 6'4" and 201, so he's a contested specialist. His quickness can get better, his hands can, so he's got pretty low caps here for route running, but his route running's not terrible. His deep route running's a bit but I wouldn't want him to be running deep routes. I don't need him to. I want him. He's a red zone threat more than anything else. But I really like where his ratings are at right now. Especially at 6'4", 201 as a freshman. Golly, he could be really, really good. Max Reese, of course, is a tight end, is a senior, as is Emeka Ilo. They're going to take most of the snaps here. But who I want to take a look at here is, where is he? Here he is. Carrie Christmas, a pure blocker. He's a 3-star freshman from Texas. He's actually got really good caps here. Like, his route running is not great. It can get a lot better. His hands are not great. They can get better. His blocking is what he's known for. Has a high cap too. Now, he's not going to get stronger, and his quickness. He's never going to be the most athletic guy, but he has a lot there that I can see that he's going to be good. Now, I don't expect us to be as good this year, so he might transfer, given that where he is now is we're supposed to be championship contenders. And we're not the same team this year. I don't necessarily think that this team is bad. Like, we're not terrible, but we're not amazing. And that's worrying. The offensive line is decent. The defensive line is better. I like Jure Bledsoe. Garrett Rossi, what do you got? What are your ratings? Oh, rough caps here. Uh, he's not going to get much stronger, but his pass rushing can get a lot better, and his run stopping can get decently better. So his caps aren't terrible there, but they're not amazing either. And we need to get better rush players. So George Mesa was another guy. He's a pure power guy. What are his caps like? Again, not fantastic. He's not going to get more powerful. His run stopping, which is decent already, can get reasonably better. To be fair, I will give him that. That can get better. It can get to like 80, which is pretty good. And his pass rushing, he's got some upside. Not amazing, but the caps still are a little bit iffy, but he's got some upside. But Tyshawn Willis, I think, looks like a really good right edge, so I'm really happy that we have him. Two really good defensive tackles. Brought in TJ Stamer here. He's a gap specialist. Um, really good nose tackle for us down the line. He's not gonna. Yeah, his caps aren't great, to be honest. But they're not terrible. I do like that he's a 70 overall. Probably could get some playing time in year one. Sam, they say Jalen Smith should be playing Sam linebacker. Yeah, no, no, we're playing Smith will linebacker. Oh, all fixed. I like the fact that we've got some really good backup here. Linebacker Devon Webster is not much worse than Zachary Tillman, so happy about that. Mike linebacker really happy with Darian Gullet. He's going to be good. And also Earl Story really happy with picking him up. 4-star linebacker, 76 overall from Biloxi, Mississippi, with some really good caps. Yeah, he's got some. He's going to be very very good in a few years. So we've got kind of reasonably good backups all over the linebacker core here. Pretty happy with that. At corner, what can we expect? How far away is JT Hanna from actually starting? Is he good as advertised? Yeah. Oh my word, yes he is. Look at that. Look at those for caps. Now he's not going to be catching anything, but I don't really care about that. Look how good he's got. His quickness isn't amazing, but we never expected it to be. But his zone coverage and man coverage at this point can get really, really good. And he's a freshman. What about run stopping? He can tackle. He can tackle a little bit for a corner. So he's quite good actually. He's a pretty good corner. That down the line that we could have a really good corner. What's his deal breaker? Championship contender. And I only need a C. So if I can just stay above like a 6-6 over record, I should be okay. What about Malachi Sheets? Again, a really good caps. Again, his hands aren't great, so he'll never be an amazing pass catcher, but another really, really, really good guy who can cover. Um, like a lot of the players who we brought in through the portal aren't really getting a look in because they're really just guys that are filling up the roster. Telvin Franks, a box specialist at free safety. Like I look like they're fine. Like his run support isn't amazing, but his pass coverage can get way better. His hands can get way better. His IQ can get way better. I like a lot of what we've gotten. To be honest, I think we've done really really well. And even though it says that we've gotten worse, I think that we're just and like of course we have gotten worse. Like there's no doubt about it. We don't have many 90 rated players this year, and I think we had maybe 2 or 3 last year. And our quarterback's not as good this year. Tanner Johnson. Just give me a quick check on him there. But like yeah, I think we're not amazing, but we're not terrible. We're definitely not terrible. I do want to see Luke Cromanhook. I'm actually really excited to see him in action, and we will get to see him in the next episode. So I will go through the custom schedule and get that sorted so we know who we're facing. I'll go through set up the recruiting board off camera. There's no point in me really going through it, but we're in this race season. I'm going to do custom schedules here, see who we can face. We have what one? I'm not facing FCS Southwest. So who we facing? We're facing LSU this year. We didn't face Oklahoma last year. We played them. We will play the national champion Oklahoma Sooners in our first SEC game, so that's not terrifying at all. We are rated 20. We're the top 20, and we're certainly something to look forward to in this next season to see if we can repeat season one. But we have gotten worse, and I knew we were going to. I said that all last year because the transfer portal wasn't going to be good to us, and I was terrible in the transfer portal this year. I really just kind of bypassed this, like, because none of these players are going to be able to start anyway. But I should have gone harder for more players, and I didn't, and that's on me. And I know this year that we're going to have to do better, but I still think I did a good job. I was able to do some position changes so that we weren't terrible. We still got a pretty good defense. But I'm going to set up the schedule, and we'll see it in a moment. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start at number 23, Boise State. They are going to come to us. Then we will play Marshall. Then we face Texas Tech. And then we face Illinois. So we've got 3 ranked teams in our non-conference schedule. We will then get into conference play. And we will face Oklahoma and Alabama to start at both ranked teams. So really looking forward to it. But that's all we have for this episode, guys. Really appreciate you sticking with me through really an off season that I should have done better in. I want to thank you guys, and I appreciate the support. And I hope you have a great day. Peace out, guys, and we'll see you in the next one, where we will get through out of conference play and see how we got on. See you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.